Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Chilltown Hoops. I'm your host, Jermaine. The youngsters call me OG. My friends call me J Dub. Let's get to it. So, pro basketball season is amongst us. Officially, it's amongst us, and it's good. I'm digging what I'm seeing. I'm really excited about what's going on, and the most excited I am is about the Milwaukee Bucks. And the reason why I'm the most excited about the Milwaukee Bucks is because they came out last night with a purpose. Milwaukee came out wanting to prove to the world that what you saw last season was not a fluke. What you saw us do last season was not an anomaly. We are serious. And if you're trying to get to the NBA championship, you're going to have to come through Milwaukee. Giannis looks to me like a player who's the game is starting to slow down for him, and he's starting to figure it out. The players that I equate him to when it comes to that are Bird in 85, 86, where the game just started slowing down for Bird. Magic in 86, 87. Jordan in 1991, 92. Shaq in 99, 2000. Bryant in 07, 08. James in 12, 13, where the game just started to slow down for these guys. Olajuwon in 93, 94. And what I equate that to is what I call that is eating production. Well, what do you mean eating production? When we get to that point where they have it figured out, you have no shot. You just have to eat whatever it is that they give you. And his mid-range looked smoother. His transition game looks stronger. He's still the rim protector that he's always been. He's still the athlete that he's been. It looks like the game is slowing down. And I think that confidence that's in him, it's exuding through the rest of those guys because Middleton looks sharp. Middleton looks more poised. He looks more confident. When he's pulling up in transition or when he's pulling up in the mid-range or when he's playmaking, and getting into the teeth of the defense with the ball, or even when he's on the defensive end, he looks more confident. And since we're on the subject of the defensive end, that same idea is with Drew Holiday, who I still to this day, I felt like this a couple of years ago. Probably the 17-18 season was when I started to say I thought that Drew Holiday was the best perimeter defender in the game. Today, in October of 2021, I feel like Drew Holiday is the best perimeter defender in the game. I think he did a really good job on James Harden last night. I think he made it difficult on James Harden. I think he did a good job of keeping James Harden in front of him and making him make tough shots. Because that's what the key is. When you get to this point, you're not really stopping anybody. The question is, can you make it hard on a guy? Can you slow a guy down? And I think that's where Drew Holiday is at this point. And because he's there and he makes it difficult on the other team's primary ball handler, on the other team's primary wing scorer, he makes it difficult on their team. And I think that's huge for them. I'm loving what I saw from Milwaukee's bench last night. I'm absolutely loving what I saw from their bench last night. I'm loving Connaughton coming in, and he's turning into one of the best D&3 guys there is in the game. He comes in and he knows that I got to make open shots. That's my job. And I think that that's going to resonate with Grayson Allen, who's starting right now. I mean, he's in place of Divinchenko, and he knows that I'm going to have to be that guy because I'm going to see a lot of open shots. So 3 for 10 is not going to get it done. He's going to have to make open shots in order to stay on the floor. I love what Connaughton did last night. I just dug everything about what Thanasis did. I was digging Wara. I just was digging what they were doing. And in terms of a unit, how they looked and how confident they were. How, they dominated the backboard. 54-44 on the backboard. They took care of the basketball. 7 turnovers for the game. I mean, that's big for a team that has championship aspirations. Now, we're going to see come Thursday because they start out the gate. They got Brooklyn last night, and tomorrow night they got to go see Miami. So these are 2 huge tests for them. And I'm looking forward to. I don't know if Giannis is 32-14 for the season, because if he's 32-14-7 for the season, he's going to be in a first team in 2 blocks. He's going to be a first team All League defender. He's going to be a first team All NBA, and he's probably going to be the league MVP again. If this is the case, now I'm really interested to see if this can continue. I think it can, because I think that this Milwaukee Bucks team has a lot of confidence. Not only do they have a lot of confidence, they're out to prove that who they were last season wasn't a fluke. Once they get Portis back, once they get their unit back all together, I still think I feel like they're going to be firing on all cylinders. Now, to go from Milwaukee, a team that looked really good, to Brooklyn, a team that looked so-so, I just didn't think that Milwaukee was out of control of that game at all. I mean, I think that they handled Brooklyn. I like what I saw from KD. You know who KD is. He's 32-11. Claxton's got to be better. We know that. James Harden, 20-8. Like I said, I thought that Jrue Holiday did a really good job on him. The problem that we had was with their bench. I mean, they had 25 points from their bench. 21 of those 25 points came from Patty Mills. James Johnson, Paul Millsap, and LaMarcus Aldridge. We got 2 points, 6 boards, and 3 blocks. That's not going to get it done. That is not going to get it done. Blake Griffin wasn't as productive, and the reason why he wasn't as productive, because he was too busy trying to deal with Giannis. And that's a tall task in itself. That was a tall task in itself, and he didn't fail miserably. It just was what was expected. So Brooklyn has some work to do. We're not going to get into the Kyrie Irving thing, but Brooklyn absolutely has some work to do. Absolutely. And since we're on the subject of having work to do, the Lakers, they still have to figure out what exactly the role is of everybody. Because I know it's the first game, and we're not going to jump out the window and go, the Lakers are terrible. No, we're not going to do that. But we have somewhat of an identity crisis here. So we know Carmelo, who he is coming off the bench. Carmelo is buckets, and we know that. We know that Anthony Davis, he's our meat and potatoes guy on the box. We know that. We know that James is going to give us, I doubt that James is going to give us 33-11 for the season. I doubt that. But we know who James is. We got to figure out how we're going to integrate DeAndre Jordan into the rotation. We got to figure out what we're going to do with Bazemore. We got to figure out what they're going to do with Nunn when he gets healthy. What they're going to do with Ellington. We got to figure out all of these different things. But we got to address the elephant in the room, which is Russell Westbrook. This is a guy who comes in, and you know for a fact when he comes in, he needs the basketball. So him playing off the basketball might be a little bit difficult for him early. Russ is not a knockdown shooter. We know that. Russ is not a knockdown shooter, but I do expect Russ to make some shots. Absolutely I do. What I can't expect is I can't expect Russ to be what he was last night. I do expect Russ to be better, and I think he will be better. It's just a matter of getting him integrated into what they're doing and him just being a little smarter. Now, since we're on the subject of being smarter, this Golden State Warriors team, they just seem headier. Not only do they seem headier, they looked great last night late in the game. I mean, they outscored the Lakers in the fourth quarter by 10 points. I thought they did a great job of competing on the backboard. They only lost the rebound battle by 5. I thought that was really good. They, in terms of turnovers, I mean, they turned the ball over a little much for me. And Steph might say that he didn't do a great job, that he was trash last night. I don't think he was trash. I thought Steph was really good. He didn't have a good shooting game, but Steph overall, I thought he was really good. I thought he was really good, taking care of the basketball, distributing the basketball, on the defensive end, being lively, having hands and rebounding, and with the Warriors doubling the Lakers, who were a bigger team, with the Warriors doubling the Lakers' offensive rebound output. That's unacceptable, and that's not going to get it done. You guys have to gang rebound, and if you're not going to do that, you're not going to win. I had the Warriors before the season started. I have them as a top 5 team in the West. I love what Jordan Poole looks like early. I think he's going to be able to give them, he's going to supplement what Klay hasn't been able to do because Klay isn't there. But once Klay gets back, I think that they're going to be even better. I dig Andrew Wiggins, and I dig everything about this Warriors unit. What can I say about Draymond except Draymond is going to be Draymond. Once they get Wiseman back, once they get Clay back, I think that they're going to be a lot better. And this team's going to be a team which, once they get to the playoffs, if they can get a favorable matchup, they're going to make some noise in the Western Conference. No question about that. So the NBA season is well underway, and I am very excited about that. So we're going to do this pretty frequently now that the NBA season is back, man. So it's good to see you guys. So until then, take it light, but take it.